Hi guys, today I'm back with another foundation review, actually tinted moisturizer this time around, and this has been my favorite product for the past month. I have not stopped wearing it, but I wanted to keep testing it out before coming to you with a full review. Not really a new product either, but new to me. It is the NARS Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. And I get asked a lot of the time, what tinted moisturizer do you like? And generally, I haven't really tried many because first of all, a lot of the time they come in like, it's my cat getting into a bag. She's gonna get her neck stuck in the arm part probably. You okay? She's loud and Siamese if you've never met her. But because a lot of the time tinted moisturizers, she's doing it again, can come in a very lame range of shades. It's very beige. There's normally not a shade for me. I just reach for a light coverage foundation if I wanted something lighter. But more recently, my skin has been less oily. It definitely looks much better. I have less acne, and I've been kind of playing around with products that didn't really appeal to me before. I love NARS foundations. I will have a NARS foundation playlist down below. And of course, during this review, there will be timestamps if you want to skip ahead to before and after, flash photo test, close-up, check-ins throughout the day, in natural light. We'll be covering all of that. So let's go ahead and get started. So like I said, this foundation is not new. It retails for $45 American, $55 Canadian, and that's not a cheap price tag by any means, but the big huge bonus here is you're getting 1.9 fluid ounces of product in here. The average foundation has a fluid ounce. So this is almost like two foundations in one. So making it a really, really good price if you're kind of doing the dollar per ounce. And of course it's gonna depend on how much you use, but I've been using very little of this product. It is recommended for normal to dry skin. In the States, it lists itself as having an SPF 30. In Canada, it doesn't say that. Canada has very different rules when it comes to SPF, so it could be a matter of they aren't able to claim that there's SPF in there because it doesn't meet Canada's standards or whatever it is, or the Canadian version doesn't have it in there. Sometimes it can vary because sometimes I'll get products and it says SPF 30 on it and you literally there's a sticker over it and you peel it and it says SPF underneath it because Canada can't claim that. Anyways, I'm wearing the shade Annapurna Medium 2. Curious to know if you generally wear my shade in NARS, which is Syracuse or about an NC42, what shade you're wearing in this, because I bought this like when I got back from Mexico and I was quite tan. So curious to hear what your shade is. The only kind of downfall for me for this range is that the naming conventions aren't exactly the same because there's a lot less shades than in the rest of their foundation lines. There's only 11 shades in here, which is kind of bleak, but at the same time, when it comes to tinted moisturizers, you're not getting as much coverage, so one shade is going to cover more than one skin tone, if that makes sense, because you're not putting like a blank full coverage. Are you finding every bag in this house? Over your face. So again, let me know your experience with the shade range here because I haven't seen it all in person, and of course people aren't reviewing it lately, so I don't really know what the thought is there on that, but always curious to know what you think. I'm gonna go ahead and prime half of my face and let's go ahead and get into it. So I've been on a total sponge kick for the past year and a half, 2 years, and recently I discovered how much I love this Wet n Wild brush for foundation, and I specifically like it with this tinted moisturizer, which I wasn't expecting. I feel like this is the type of product you could use with your hand. I've used it with a sponge as well. You're gonna get a little less coverage, but something about the density of this brush I really, really enjoy with this product. So, a nice affordable brush to go with a little bit more of a bougie face product. And in looking on the Sephora website, both the Canadian and American side are kind of saying different things. So the American side is talking about vitamin C, about the SPF, and it says it's for normal to dry. Then on the Canadian side, it says normal dry combo. Of course, it doesn't list the SPF, but it also says that it is oil free. So I think the idea of like radiance and glowiness, I feel like a lot of us oily skin people are coming around to it, and like I said, my skin is not as oily as it once was, so I am a little bit more daring in what I'm trying, but of course you can always prime your face and powder under it a little bit if you want to give something like this a try, or just bring a little loose powder to powder your skin. I love a little glow. I also need to try the matte version of their tinted moisturizer. They just didn't have it in my shade, I don't think. So I feel like this is a good shade match, at least for me right now. So you can see it's really, really natural, but just adds a little something. I am going to build it up a little bit more. And if you want to get more coverage, you just kind of stipple it into the skin, as opposed to kind of buffing it. If you kind of stipple, I feel like you get better coverage, but it's such an easy product. There's amazing reviews on the Sephora website. And like I said, like NARS I think makes some of my favorite complexion products. Their tinted, what is it called? Longwear Radiant Foundation, that's one of my faves. I love the stick. And I really like, except for this one obviously, that they keep the names the same because it makes it easy when they come out with a new foundation or when you want to try something. So I think you can see there's obviously a lot of shine on my skin. There was kind of a lot of shine anyways. I'm using that Ulla Henriksen vitamin C line today for my skincare. And I primed this half of my face with the NARS Pore and Shine Control Primer. I have been loving though this foundation with the Ulla Henriksen Banana Bright Primer along with the Milk one. That's what I've mostly been testing it out with, but yeah, I think it looks really good. And as always with any product, I know I always say this, but I'm always getting new people joining me for foundation reviews. If you have oily skin and you're looking to try something like this out, use less product. Like, don't buy this expecting it to be full coverage, pile a bunch on your face, and then be like, it's sliding around. You know, use the less you can use, the better. So if you're looking for something to really just kind of even out the skin, this could be a good option. But like also, if you have a foundation that's more full coverage that you like, that lasts on your skin, you know, you can always just use a tiny bit of that or mix that in with your moisturizer. You don't need to go out and buy a tinted moisturizer necessarily. I mean, I'm obviously an enabler and want to have every foundation ever, but it isn't always necessary. That's why when people are always asking me for like tinted moisturizer recommendations, I never really had them because I don't know, they never appealed to me, but now I'm kind of into it. So there you go. Really super natural. And I'll show you a close-up so you can see what it looks like on my skin as well. So this is the primed side versus the unprimed. So I think you can see it looks really natural on my skin, definitely quite warm. I'm feeling like perhaps in the winter months when I don't have as much color, I would have to go a shade down. I'll put on a little concealer and stuff and kind of zhuzh it up and it'll look fine. I mean, this is definitely going to be my summer shade. It's what I've been wearing for like the past month, but claims to have light coverage, natural finish, and I say it has a, I wouldn't say it's like 100% a natural finish. I would say it's a little bit more radiant than natural in my opinion, because I am quite shiny, but I am going to powder it. I mean, I'm an oily skin gal, so I'm gonna go ahead, take some photos before I do powder and put on the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. Okay, I have the rest of my makeup on. As always, everything I'm wearing will be listed down below. Wearing a bunch of NARS today. I felt that was appropriate. I am wearing the following products. The Exposed Face Palette. The only thing I grabbed from here was the highlight that I'm wearing today. I was going to use the blush, but I really wanted to wear this one. It's so pretty. NARS Taj Mahal. I've been eyeing this for like 100 years. Then also wearing the NARS Creamy Concealer. This is one of the few concealers I've ever repurchased. Love it. And then this is new to them. It is one of their lip tints in the shade Intriguing, and I'm really into it. It's kind of like a gloss. I didn't really Google like what it's supposed to be, but I really like it. And then for bronzer, was going to use a NARS bronzer, but I did want to mention this in a Get Ready With Me recently. I was kind of testing out some of the new Fenty bronzers, and I think Caramel Cutie is one of is going to be the shade that I'm wearing for the time being. But anyways, for a flash photo, I thought it looked good here in my studio lighting. You can see there's quite a bit of shine on my face. And then in the dark hallway of mine, I thought it looked good as well with flash. I didn't see any flash back there, but again, I can't say what the case would be if you're American buying the one with SPF 30, but I really like the way that this looks. I think you can see that it looks natural on my skin, and my skin looks even, but it's not heavy. It doesn't feel heavy. It feels really good on the skin. So I'm gonna go ahead about my day, and I will check back with you in some natural light so you can see what it looks like there. It looks so messy in the background. Stop. Hey guys, just checking in for a little midday check-in. It's actually a little past midday now. I've had it on for quite a while, but I wanted to show you it in some natural light so you could see the shade match and what it looks like up close. I think it looks really good. Nothing is super oily. Again, this was the prime side versus unprimed. I don't think that there's a huge difference between the two. I don't feel like it's oxidized. My bronzer, blush, highlight, everything is still in place, still feels really comfortable, and it doesn't look like super oily, but you can see there's like a little bit of reflectiveness or like sheen kind of on my forehead, which I like, and I think it makes it look really, really natural. So I'm gonna go ahead and wear this for a few more hours, and I will check back with you at the end of the day. I need a hobby. So here we are at the end of the day. I think that things look really good. I am definitely a little bit shiny, but not super oily. Like, it doesn't feel like greasy or like it's gonna slip around on my face. The primed side, I would say my pores look maybe slightly smooth. Not a huge difference in terms of the matteness, I don't think. Yeah, it's about the same. I am gonna just powder. I mean, I'm about to honestly wash my face and call it a night, but I will powder just so you can see that it cleans up good. I really love this. Like I said, I've been wearing this for the past month. There is no surprise here. I've been talking about it a ton on Instagram. Like, every selfie I uploaded for the past probably 2 weeks was wearing this. So I've been wearing it nonstop. I really like it. I think the coverage is beautiful, finish is beautiful. It has, I feel like, to be quite long wearing. And most of the time that I wear it, I actually do use a setting spray. I just don't use setting sprays in my foundation reviews to keep everything even, and that will help keep things even in place even more. And although it is a high-end product, as I mentioned, you are getting 1.9 fluid ounces in there, so that does make it a really good deal if you do, yeah, I mean, like, you know, that doesn't mean you have to go out and spend $45/$55, but it definitely does make it a good deal. And I always like to point those things out because sometimes drugstore product can end up being more expensive than high-end based on the price of the product and the amount that you're actually getting. So definitely lots of product in there. Please let me know down below how you found the shade range, if you were able to get a match, and if you generally wear my shade Syracuse, what shade you picked up in this. As for skin types, I feel like the majority of skin types would like this. If you're super, super oily, perhaps not, but if you are like oily-ish to combo, normal, or dry, I definitely think this is a great foundation or tinted moisturizer. I was expecting, when I picked this up, the girl at the counter was like, it's really lightweight, looks like nothing on your skin, it's super dewy, and it is all of those things, but at the same time, I was just expecting it to melt off my face. So at the same time, I do feel like you get decent coverage, light to medium. You can always spot conceal if you want to cover up any blemishes or redness or anything like that. And I do find it to be long wearing, and if you set it and use a mattifying primer and even a setting spray, I don't find it to be crazy dewy. Oh my god, my nose is so itchy and I was trying to avoid scratching it. But yeah, I really, really like this. Highly, highly recommend it. Cannot get enough of it lately. So let me know what you think of it. And if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.